To solve this first part of the problem, we're gonna, from this graph, we're gonna say or deduce that ax prime is gonna be g sine of theta, because theta, or pretty much this side right here, is the opposite side of the angle, and then we're gonna put it as g sine of theta. Next, we're gonna use the formula which was given in class to find the velocity, which is v squared x prime minus the v squared initial of the x prime, and it's going to be equal to 2ax times the displacement. Now the acceleration is going to go this way. Now as we have this value right here, we can just plug in, and we can also deduce that v0 is going to be 0, because on the problem it says that a body starts from rest. So we can just say the v squared is going to be 2g sine of theta times the displacement. Then we just plug in values. It's going to give us 5.5 approximately. Now in the second part, from this graph located right here, we have a force going downwards because we chose the acceleration go downwards. Then this is the angle theta, therefore this side would be mg sine of theta. Therefore, as we sum all the forces, it's going to give us the mass times acceleration. So the forces that we have is positive mg sine of theta minus force of the friction that is going the opposite direction of the acceleration equals to max. Then we were also given the problem that the force of the friction equals mu normal. Now, as we completed some of the forces of the x direction, we're going to do the same thing on the y direction. And then in this case, we only have the weight and the force going upwards, or whichever way you like. So the first one is going to be mg cosine of theta minus n equals 0, or n minus mg cosine of theta equals 0. In both cases, it's going to give us n equals mg cosine of theta. Now we can go back to the first equation, and now that we have the value of what goes in that little box, we can complete the equation and write down the following right here. Then we can cancel out the mass, and we can solve for a prime x prime. As we plug in the values, we end up having the acceleration of the prime direction of x equals 2.4 meters per second. Finally, we're going to use the formula which was given in class, and we're going to solve for the velocity. Now we have the value of a, and we also know the displacement, that is 3 meters. Therefore, we just plug in the values, take the square root in this step, and then we have v equals 3.8.